I started all over when I came here in America 12 years ago, or almost 13 years now. Everything that I have now, I built it from scratch. I can say that I came into this country with a couple of $100 in my pocket. And I started from nothing and built my way up to making six figures. Did that happen in a day? No. I had to create opportunities for myself, like most of the people said in the comments. The reason why I am where I am today is because I built it myself with the skills that I have. But yes, I don't think all Americans are lazy, but I'm just saying if I had the opportunities, I would have done the most. Because most of the issues that I have here is not actually me being able to exercise my potentials, but actually me being restricted as an immigrant. That's just my opinion. But however, I've met very hardworking people in this country, but I've also met people that actually didn't do nothing with their lives, just like any other country. It has nothing to do with you know being born here or not. We even have the same thing in Africa, like people just don't want to do things, like make nothing out of their lives. So that's just my 2 cents. If I had the opportunities that Americans have, if I was born here like my son, if I had the American passport, I would say that I would have moved mountains.
Okay, y'all. I'm here this morning to talk to y'all, and I have my notes. I took notes. I did research and everything for these topics because y'all, baby. So I keep getting comments like, "Go to work, get a job," and all this other crazy stuff that people keep saying to me. And yes, I said for people to tell me to go to work and get a job is crazy. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you why it's crazy. Okay, so this is what was commented on my video about Coca-Cola, which had nothing to do with me or black people, right? So it said, "Go get a job, boo," and then Mari said, I know that's right. Black people feel they shouldn't have to work. This is one of the reasons why the illegal immigrants is trying to take over all the jobs because black people want to be lazy and don't want to use their hands and feet to work. I push my sons to work and I will push my grandchildren to work. The hell with all the illegal immigrants. They will not get my job, and that's for sure. So that prompted me to go do a little bit of research because I'm trying to understand why y'all pushing people to work and we don't even get paid the same as everybody else, but we work 3 times as harder. I don't understand. So let's look at the research. In 2023, a white man earned about $1 for every dollar earned by a Latina woman. A black woman earned 66.5 cents, and a white woman earned 79.6 cents, which means no matter what we do, we're always going to make less. Okay. Gender pay is different as well. And it also varies on your education, right? So they also had this chart. And if you look at this chart, every single education level, a black woman makes less than anybody. No matter the education, we make less than everybody. Now, the cost of living refers to a total amount of money needed in order to cover basic necessities like housing, food, and transportation in a specific area, while wages represent the amount of money an individual earns from their job for a set period of time, essentially, right? Now, I hear people always saying LA is very expensive, but it says for one adult in LA, the base pay they should be making to survive is at least $26 an hour, $26.63. Now, across America, in all states, it varies, right? So let's look at that. The wages people should be making versus the rent in states. And y'all forcing people to go get jobs when they can't even afford to pay their bills. I did the math on how much you make hourly versus yearly. And there's not too many like wages that cover any of this amount, okay? So I sat down and did some math, right? Minimum wage is $7.25 across most states. $7.25 working 40 hours a week, 52 weeks in a year. Your total earnings will be $15,000 before taxes, $15,080. That don't equate to shit on this list. I'm gonna go a little further. If you make $15 an hour, yeah, 40 hours a week, no overtime, 52 weeks in a year, you make 31. 16, you make 33,000. 17, you make 35,000. 18, you make 37,000. 19, you make 39,000. 20, you make 41,000. I have yet to see a 40 anything on this list. $21 an hour, you make 43,000 a year. $22 an hour, you make 45,000 a year. $23 an hour, you make 47,000 a year. $24 an hour, you make 49,000. Do I need to just keep going with the wages versus how much what we need versus how much they pay us? And on top of not being paid, you want us to deal with being mistreated at work. You want us to deal with people looking at us crazy, treating us differently, giving us like, I just don't understand y'all logic with saying people are lazy. People are lazy because they don't want to accept the trash that's given to us. You want us to go work jobs that's not even enough, that's not even paying enough for us to make our ends meet. Y'all want us to, like, I'm not understanding the logic. Like, And then y'all love to tell people like me who are trying to be full-time content creators and things like that, go get a job. Let's talk about it. There are content creators who started where I am at now, who literally started with nothing and now they're millionaires. Super Sin, DC Young Fly, Just Hilarious, Pretty V, Tabitha Brown, King Bach, King Karana, his one. Like, shall I go on how these content creators became millionaires and financially free off of doing the very thing that I'm doing now, but y'all want to keep telling somebody to go get a job that's not even paying enough to pay your bills? Hmm? Hmm? And the fact that y'all want to pass that trait down. Quick question. Why is it okay for y'all to tell somebody to go work and build up a company for somebody else versus encouraging them to build their own empire? Why do y'all do that? Y'all encourage us to go work and make somebody else richer versus building our own empire. I will never understand it. And y'all wonder why we as a people can't get it together, because we as a people still have that mentality thinking we need them. We need to work for them. No, people are literally making their own tables and handing out seats to the people around them to make sure everybody is financially free. Y'all need to get y'all mind right.
Argue that just because you were a slave doesn't mean you had a great work ethic.
Oh yeah. Not only
That
that,
doesn't mean
we
your
were
work ethic was impeccable.
hold on, because we were doing a lot of the inventing. That's why after slavery, we started getting patents left and right, because during slavery, we couldn't get patents. That's why many of these famous inventions, if you dig past and look underneath, you see a lot of black people were doing the blueprints. A lot of black people were behind the engineering. A lot of the bridges and the railroads, you had black engineers like Horace King, who was enslaved, who was an architect. You go down to some of these plantations in Louisiana and South Carolina, they'll tell you the black people who were the architects of them. Come on now. When you look at the cotton gin, Eli Whitney, they got that from a black person. So yeah, we were the brains behind a lot of this stuff. Lewis Latimer, when you Alexander Graham Bell, the person who did the blueprints was Lewis Latimer for the who really made the phone. We know Lewis Latimer did the light bulb. He was the one who really did the light bulb. It wasn't just mental laziness. No, no, no. We were behind a lot of these inventions, sir. That's why we have so many patents. Let's be real. I'm just making things historically correct here, because Thomas Sowell, again, he says stuff that the whites like to hear.
We have to agree that the making of America, the building of America, was a collaborative effort. Right? It
But
was a
the thing is,
collaborative effort.
we've always been the secret sauce, because when the whites tried to do it on their own, they failed. They
If you've
tried to
always been the secret sauce, stop begging for reparations then. If you guys have been
no, no. If you owe us, no, no, no. That's not begging. If you owe us, we want what's owed. We are the
no,
secret.
it does.
Slow down. If you owe us, give me what's owed. You're not going to sit up here and just work all of this labor and all of this wealth out of us, and we don't say nothing. And we no, 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 no. We're standing on business. You gonna pay us? No, no,
No, no,
no.
no. Tariq.
They gonna pay us our money. They owe us. This ain't begging. You beg for a green card. You don't beg for what's owed. Give me
No,
my
no, no,
money.
Tariq. No, let's run that back. You just sat here and said Black Americans have always been the secret sauce. And what I'm trying to figure out here is that if we've always been the secret sauce, why are you saying that we're victims? That is a contradiction, right?
How
It makes
so?
no sense. If no, let me speak, sir. Because you've
I'm
been
letting you.
cutting me off
I'm
and
not
muting
cutting you
me.
off.
And if you respect
You're not
Haitians,
mute.
no, give me a second, Tariq. If you Haitians, right? Let me speak because I'm a Haitian. So give me some grace here. Thank you. Thank
Go
you
ahead,
very
brother.
much.
Go
Thank
ahead.
you.
Take a
So
bite out of your dirt cookie and calm down. But go ahead.
absolutely, absolutely. I'd rather eat their cookies than eat Wendy's, like how you Black Americans.
I keep asking myself, why or what is giving immigrants, right, that audacity to make them think that they are better than Black Americans? I don't know. Because in conversations, you will literally not hear them, you will literally not hear them talk like this about white folks. But whenever they want to unleash or they have something to tell Black Americans, they try to make it look like they are better. So I don't know what is giving them that mindset. I don't know what is making them feel that Black Americans are lazy. I don't know what is making them see themselves as superior to the people that fought for them to be in America. When I saw these clips, I was literally not too okay with it. But I said, okay, it's for educational purpose. Let me bring it down here. Maybe some of them have answers to give me in the comment section. Because for crying out loud, these Black Americans paved way for you people to be in America. But welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, share. Credit to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks. Also joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. And yes, with that being said, let's dive right into this video properly. I'll be back with commentaries. Let's go watch, guys.
You know, I was thinking something today, and I bet a lot of immigrants laugh at a lot of Black Americans. So imagine this. Imagine you live in India, right? You move your family. It's you, your wife, and you've got 2 kids. You move your family over here and you have nothing once you get here. Or let's say you've got $3,000 to your family's name by the time you get here. By the way, you don't speak English very well at all. Very broken English. You can barely even understand it. Yet you apply for 200-300 jobs, find yourself a job, you start making money. From there, you're working your butt off and you're saving every penny while also helping take care of your family. Your wife is working as well. You both are taking care of the children, obviously. You work your butt off for 10 years, save up enough money, right? Then you start your own business. From this point, as your business started, it struggled for the first year or two, but you had a good savings and now your business is starting to become profitable. You're starting to make money. Then you kick it into overdrive, you push the business even harder, and now you're making even more money. Now it's about time for your kids to go to college, so you've been saving up for their college fund, and now you look to start sending them to school. Your kids then go to school, they become doctors or lawyers or surgeons. They graduate 2 years after college, after they're done with their schooling, are now making 6 figures a year regularly. You then see people that were born here with every opportunity that you dreamed about having and moved your family across the world from, and they're busy blaming the fact that they're not successful on the things that happened 200-300 years ago to their grandparents, their great-great-great-grandparents, right? I don't understand how immigrants don't look at that and they're not like, oh my God. You know, I was thinking something today, and I bet a lot of immigrants laugh at a lot of Black Americans.
I want to say this to the immigrants or the children of immigrants who are in the comment section agreeing with him that Black people are so lazy and unwilling to work. If you guys are so much smarter and better than Black people in this country, how come your countries back home are in shambles? Surely, collectively, if you guys are so much smarter, you would have been able to make your country work. Why did you have to come here? You're standing on the shoulders of the people who literally paved the way for you, and you called them lazy. There's a woman in the comment section who said something like, oh my God, I can't believe the opportunities that were here. It was so easy for us to get it done. How do you think that is? You came right in time for the pickings, when all the labor was done, when all the nooses were put away, when all the swimming pools were filled with dirt, when after integration started. After, well, redlining is still happening to this day, after the discrimination ended, after Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, and JFK got their brains blown out. You came after all that stuff, after all the work was done. So now you get to sit there and say these dumb Blacks are so stupid, they can't even do what we were able to do. I see a lot of Indian people in the comment section, and the majority of y'all have a fucking problem, man. Y'all have an issue, but y'all have a class system in your country, so I guess. But the African people in the comment section, whose countries have had the same problem as our country, I'm really taken aback, because it's like y'all are agreeing and saying, oh yeah, see, it was so easy, it was great. They're so lazy. My families say this to each other all the time. Why can't they do it if we did it? Y'all didn't come doing integration. Y'all didn't come when they were burning down Black communities and hanging Black people. Y'all didn't come at that time. So this dummy here, his whole page is about anti-Blackness and just saying negative stuff about Black people all the time. The people in the comment section eat it up, especially like I see a lot of Asian and white people in there all the time, just like loving the things he says, because that's how they think. A lot of people are like, oh, see, you say the things I can't say out in public. Of course you can't. This lady says African Americans need more role models like you. Stay positive and keep sharing. I think this is an Indian lady or whatever. She says, mic drop.
just an American living in Brazil. This girl says, just say you are lazy and move on. She's having so much fun with her friends, though. This is the exact reaction, to be honest. You got it pretty right. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going. And I haven't even mentioned Reagan.
You know, I was thinking something today, and I bet a lot of immigrants laugh at a lot of black Americans.
Why can't they ever just say I'm one of the good ones? Why is it black people that talk like this can't ever just be like, hey, y'all, I'm one of the good ones? Because every person from India or Nigeria or any other immigrant who comes here, who absolutely, many of them get here and work their butts off and make it. But not every immigrant is successful. Not every immigrant owns a business or owns property, but many of them come here and work hard. Same in the same token, not every black American is lazy and not trying. Many of us are very successful. I never understand what's the point of talking like this. Like, what are you trying to achieve here besides dividing us? Because not every immigrant is successful and not every black American is lazy. There's a healthy bit of both. So what's the goal here? What you trying to do? How does this help? Please tell me. I'd love to have the dialogue.
The fact that some people are being called lazy because they don't work 2 or 3 jobs is insane work to me. I think America has lost the plot. I think we forgot that we are not supposed to work 2 or 3 jobs to survive. We are supposed to work 1 job, and that job is supposed to allow us to pay our bills and to allow us to partake in activities with our family. We are supposed to have a decent home and not have to work 7 or 8 jobs just to pay the rent. Back in the day, especially in the South, they used to have big ass nice homes. I mean, big ass homes for the low, okay? And that was normal. Having a big house, not even an apartment. Let's start there. But a house. It was normal to have a home that was very inexpensive, and their 1 job paid for that house. The fact that people are calling other people lazy because we are at a point where we don't want to work 2 or 3 jobs. We don't want to do the side hustles. We don't want to do the DoorDashes. We don't want to do the Amazon Flex. We don't want to do the Uber Eats. We don't want to do the side jobs, the 9 to 5 during the day and then turn around and do a night job. We don't want to do the part-time and the full-time job in one day. We don't want to do that. And the fact that some of us are being called lazy because we don't want to have 2 or 3 jobs, we're not supposed to have 2 or 3 jobs. And then turn around and complain that either mom or dad is not at home spending time with the kids because they're too busy out working. I think America has lost the plot. We are supposed to work 1 job, and that job is supposed to sustain us the entire way through. We have lost the plot.
Chicago, because the Democrats, the authoritarian Democrats, have started to and been continued to give all the resources that belong to our community and other communities as well in Chicago to the migrants. And remember, I said eventually these people are going to start getting arrogant and these people are going to start saying things to black Americans. I warned y'all this was going to happen. This is what happens when you give these people free stuff, right? I want you to check out this video because I wasn't going to lie about anything. Go ahead, watch it.
No more money for you. You work it. No more money for you. Bye bye. Go back. No more money for you. It's lazy. You lazy. No more money for you.
Now you have a grown man that left his homeland, coming over here to the United States, wanting resources that those black Americans are paying taxes for. Those black Americans have every right to go to Chicago City Council and say, hey, what about our resources? And let me put up this picture up right here. Look at this. What's even more offensive about this video, more though than he just came over here demanding resources out of our back pockets, he wears a shirt that says all power to the people. You can't make this up, man. You cannot make this up. He's sitting up here with a shirt that says all power to the people, something that came from black Americans, right? It definitely Fred Hampton had, which is a black American brother, had popularized that. And yet he's going to wear that shirt while telling Fred Hampton's extended family members in black America that they are lazy. Not, and also, no more money for you.
Thank you. Thank you for this information right here. So, let me give you the context from an American braider. And I know I'm not the only one. I'm just willing to talk about it now because at one point I was absolutely shell shocked. So they are calling Black Americans ghetto, lazy, ratchet, and akata, which basically means outsider or someone who is removed from their culture, basically. I heard it a lot when I was in college, actually, more than anything. But it was used more for folks that were born in this country, but their parents weren't. Anyway, whatever. So I've worked in several different types of shops. I've worked in a shop where all of the braiders were African. I've worked in a shop where I was the only braider. I worked in shops where there was a mixture of folks. And in every single one of the scenarios, I have learned something that is very interesting. Number one, shout out to those young ladies who were the first braiding shop that I worked at, where everyone was African except for me. So I just kept my mouth closed and pretended that I didn't, they used to tell me, you look like you are fula. Fula. Okay, I'll take it. So I wouldn't say anything, number one, because I was still learning some of the different techniques that I know now, like, interlock. Some of you all call it something else now. Just all the different types of styles that I learned, like 18 different types. Anyway, so I came in knowing how to do individuals and Senegalese twists that some people now call rope twists, and I learned how to apply them properly without the braid at the base and how to keep it in to the scalp, close to the scalp. Anyway, all of that, and it was a pretty reputable shop that I was at when I started. Well, anyway, I witnessed early on people wouldn't keep their appointments. None of the clients were African. They were all African American. They wouldn't keep their appointments. They would come in and be rude right off the rip. Like, I got stuff to do. You need to hurry up, or wanting unrealistic expectations. You got that much hair. And we know you don't have any edges, and we trying to tell you we can't grip that, or you're experiencing alopecia areata, and you want us to try to build something here that's already too heavy for the amount of hair that you do have, and you cussing us out, and you telling us what you want, and then when we do it, then you come back and you mad because everything we told you that was going to happen did happen, and then you're coming in with magazines and pictures on your phone that tell us exactly what you want. Well, in my day, it was magazines. They would come in with the magazine and they would say, this is what they wanted. We would tell them, what it would actually cost. And then they would argue you up and down about how much it's going to cost when your head is big as the side of the moon. And you want us to take 15 hours to braid your hair for $75. I ain't that damn desperate. And this was a common running theme of people coming in and being rude and being nasty to these women. And let me be clear, the women that I did meet, they didn't come to America to braid. They came to school to go to medical school. They came to school to do nursing and to have a profession. And they braided on the side so that they could have enough money to go to school, or so that they could have flexibility in their schedule. And when they were done, they would wash their hands of braiding. I learned a lot from sitting under these sisters from Africa, and some brothers as well. Some of their techniques and the rolling and the twisting and so forth, of Senegalese twisting, how to do it properly and so forth. It was an amazing, amazing, amazing experience. No, I am not in any way saying that it is okay to call people out. But if this is what they are experiencing on a regular basis, I experienced it as a braider. And it was not fun, being called out your name and being told I'm not paying that. So we had to get to the point where we had to ask you for 50% up front. So number one, if you didn't show up, it was non-refundable. And number two, we had to raise our prices because and here was the other thing. We would actually do a consultation because some people would come in, hair broke off, edges, don't have no, just all kind of damage and stuff. And then, if something were to happen to your head, then you're looking at us all sideways. So there were different things that we had to learn how to do to protect ourselves, including having you to tell us what you were going to do and sign. If you wanted the work done, you had to sign a little piece of paper, and then you were on your own, so that the salon could protect themselves. Then when I went on and decided to get my own chair, I was braiding at my sister's shop, and the amount of people that saw that I was just this American woman that could braid hair, and I'm good, let's be clear, was I can remember 150. I ain't paying no 150 for that. I got this, what I got right here. So that was one of the biggest reasons why I left. Outside of my hands and so forth were really starting to bother me, because after a while you get in a habit and my pinky would kind of hang out, and I would go in town. I would go in, just doing the da 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 da. And then when you're done, they're walking out with a full, beautiful head of hair, and I got $100 for 18 hours worth of work. No, I did that maybe once or twice because I needed a bill to be paid, and it was always cash on hand. And so I said, that's the last time that I'm going to do that. And I will be honest with you, I have never braided a head and never felt like my work was garbage. Even when I was braiding as a teenager, I immediately found myself braiding under the tutelage of some greats, and taking additional courses so that I could learn how to do it better. And then I realized that was not what I wanted to do. So I started doing what the American girl, the African girls did. I made a decision to go back to school because there was no way I was going to continue to make that a long-term opportunity for myself. And they all said it. Oh no, we come here so that we can go to school. We don't come here, or my husband, and he's moved here in the career and I need something to do. And I'm not planning on doing this for the rest of my life. This is just something for me to hold over until X, Y, and Z. And so I learned, and then they explained how braiding is done in their country. They said we didn't know until we got here. Now, mind you, this was in the early 90s, early 90s. They were like, we don't do this. We don't even know what a master braider is. We don't know what that is. You make that up in this country. It was so funny. It was so funny back then, but now they would say, you American girls, you cannot braid. Oh my gosh, such good times. But I learned a lot. And this American girl can. The only thing I would do right now is teach. You couldn't get me to braid a full head of hair unless, of course, I birthed you or you my grandchild. I would, no. Or if I was in dire straits and I just had to braid a head full of hair, I could do it. But to just be doing it to make something, no. Because I need my peace of mind. And the level of abuse that I saw from my American sisters, I could do without that. I could do without it. So we have to kind of look at both things. I am not overlooking the fact that there are folks from Africa who think that they're better. I just think we need to look a little bit deeper and find out what's really going on and hold ourselves accountable to treating people who are providing a service to us much better than we do. That's just it. That's why I walked away. I was like, oh, hell no. Not taking me down through there. But thank you so much for the clarification on what this is all about. I appreciate that.
Welcome back, guys, and I hope you guys literally enjoyed every single clip I was able to roll out for you guys. And like I keep saying, and I'll always say, I don't know what is making a lot of these immigrants feel that Black Americans are lazy. I don't know why they think Black Americans are lazy. Like, let's take it from the aspect of you going to another man's country, because I believe that Black Americans travel as well to other countries to go explore, to go stay, to go relocate, stuff like that. I've seen a lot of Black Americans do video of, oh, I'm Black American, but I live in Canada. I'm Black American, I live in Ghana. I'm Black American, I live in Nigeria. I have a Black American woman that is currently living in Nigeria. And I can tell you for a fact that this woman is not lazy. This woman is doing the most of her time to make sure she gets something, because there is nobody that will leave his comfort zone. There is nobody that will leave his comfort zone and not try their possible best to be better than where he or she is coming from. I don't know if you guys are getting my point, because where I'm going to directly is, I feel like that's one of the reasons why a lot of these immigrants are working their axe out. That is why a lot of them will take 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs, and in their head they are thinking maybe those 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs is something that is making them now more powerful or more superior or more good than Black Americans. 3, 4, 5 jobs is not a guarantee that you are lazy or you're not lazy. That's not a guarantee. I've seen a lot of hard-working Black Americans. I started my life on TikTok, right? I started from TikTok, and I've seen a lot of things when it comes to Black Americans. Okay? So that is why whenever I hear people say, oh, Black Americans are lazy, I get so irritated, because if you are that strong, stay in your country and make it. Stay in your country. Because a lot of this debate of Black Americans are lazy is mostly coming from African immigrants. And I feel like it's quite disrespecting to the people that fought for you to be in America, to the people that worked out every single thing, stood in solidarity. Because if not for these said lazy Black Americans that you people always tag them, you wouldn't have had that opportunity to be in America. You would have still been in your country. And okay, you think you're hardworking enough. Why not go back to your country to work hard enough? Because the moment you jack your bag from your father's house or from your husband's house or from your personal house to another man's country, you are not there because you just want to sit and look. You are there to hustle. That is it. So you can't tell me that Black Americans that are coming to Nigerians now, that are coming to Nigeria, will not say Nigerians are lazy. I'm a Nigerian. I work. A lot of time I don't sleep. Still in this country. Talk more of you that is another man's country, and every single time people want to debate or say anything, you are not even seeing the lazy ones. You people say Black Americans are lazy. The people that invented a lot of things that you are enjoying. It's quite crazy. But if you're watching as an immigrant, you know the reason why you always keep saying Black Americans are lazy. Please let me know in the comment section. I just want to know the reason why every single debate will literally lead to that end of Black Americans are lazy. Like, comment, and share. Credit to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you, liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks. Also joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. And yes, guys, with that being said, with no further ado, I do like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be seeing back, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah.